What makes a man truly, genuinely attractive has almost nothing to do with your looks, your bank account, or even what women say they want. Instead, it all boils down to 4 fundamental masculine traits.
Isn't that women's feelings are irrelevant. Not at all. It's that what a woman might consciously list as her ideal man is often completely different from what she actually instinctively responds to on an emotional level.
A man's attractiveness isn't really about his facial symmetry or his jawline, it's a direct result of his drive and his ambition. When a man is absolutely locked in on his purpose, his physical appearance kind of becomes secondary. In fact, women will actively start to find things about him attractive.
So, okay, how does this actually play out in the real world?
Let's start with Pillar 1, Unshakable Dignity.
So, what do we actually mean by dignity here? Well, it's not something flashy you can wear like a nice watch. It's an internal sense of self-respect that naturally commands respect from other people. It's about being worthy of honor, not just trying to demand it.
A man who lacks that core self-respect, who doesn't carry himself with dignity, well, he's seen as aimless, and he's not going to be taken seriously by anyone, men or women.
Okay, that leads us right into our second pillar, masculine manners. The whole idea of being a gentleman has been massively misunderstood in our modern world. It often gets incorrectly lumped in with being weak or even subservient.
Being a gentleman is not the same thing as being a sim. In fact, it's the total opposite. A true gentleman understands the world, he understands female nature, and he treats people with respect, not because he's weak, but because he's operating from a position of real confidence and strength.
And you know, this is often expressed in these small, maybe even old-fashioned gestures. Things like opening a door for her, or, hey, just being genuinely polite and respectful to service staff. These are all presented as subtle signals of a man who is protective and has respect for others.
Okay, this brings us to our third pillar, natural leadership. Beyond dignity and manners, there is a deep, almost primal attraction to a man who can take charge of his own life and handle whatever comes his way with confidence. As a man, you are the one building your life. Waiting around for someone else to come and fix your problems, that's just not an option. Leadership has to start with you taking full ownership.
So, the path to leadership, it starts from the inside. You have to lead yourself first. You have to master your own habits, your own mind, before you can ever have a chance at effectively guiding anyone else. It's a journey that goes from internal order to external order.
And now we've arrived at the final pillar, very foundation for all the others, and that is actionable knowledge. You can't really have dignity or manners or leadership without a solid base of knowledge to operate from.
Women and children can be careless, but not men. The interpretation of this is that for a man, being a lifelong learner isn't just a hobby. It's a fundamental duty, a responsibility.
And this is a really important concept. Having knowledge, reading a bunch of books, watching a bunch of videos, that's not enough. By itself, knowledge is only potential.
See, it's the second half of this equation that changes everything. Knowledge only becomes real, actual power when you combine it with action. You have to take what you've learned and actually apply it in the real world for it to have any meaning at all.
So the crucial takeaway here is balance. You don't want to be the dork who knows a ton of theory but his life is disaster, and you don't want to be the meathead who only focuses on the physical and neglects his mind. The sweet spot, the ideal, is to combine book smarts with real-world experience and to just never ever stop growing.
Ultimately, dignity, manners, leadership, and knowledge, they aren't just some strategy to be more attractive. No, they are a blueprint for building a strong, respectable character that will literally improve every single area of a man's life.
And that leaves us with this final thought. Knowledge is only potential power. So the real question is, how are you going to take this and actually put it into action?